Redditors who have COVID-19, what is it like? I lost 10 pounds in 4 days. I couldn't eat. I was able to drink half a water in those days. When I tried to drink a whole bottle I almost threw up. I slept almost all day for a couple days. I had a fever and trouble breathing. I basically felt like shit. Just started Z-Pack today to help prevent a lung infection. Throat feels like I swallowed glass and chest hurts when I take a deep breath. Energy low and talking takes my breath away. So far not as bad as expected. How old are you? And how long have you been experiencing symptoms? Wishing you a speedy recovery. 43 female. It's been 5 days since I started to really feel bad. Thank you. I'm on day 13 of having the virus and it's been a trip. I'm a 31 healthy female with no chronic illnesses. The first day I had a dry cough and sore throat. Both were really subtle and could have been confused for a cold. By the third day they had disappeared, but the fatigue set in along with an irritated feeling behind my eyes. By the 6th day I had this irritated feeling in my lungs, almost like I had taken too big of a hit from a bong. Day 7 and the lungs weren't irritated but a lot of pressure. This continued for a couple days, but day 10 was the absolute worst. Has a migraine that wouldn't leave, and a painful ache throughout my body along with a fever. The past 2 days have been better, but I still get short of breath doing small things. I'm taking it day by day, and trying to rest as much as possible along with staying hydrated. For anyone wondering, I'm in Sweden and the government has done a shit job of handling the situation. No lockdown. Everyone is still gathering in crowds. It's quite horrifying to see how naive they are to the whole thing. I had severe gastric issues about 3 weeks ago with low-grade fever off and on. Chalked it up to food poisoning. 3 days after that, my lungs had the oddest sensation I've ever felt. I'm a light smoker and didn't smoke for about 3 days, so I was like, well maybe that's it. It wasn't pain, but I was oddly aware of them. Like a discomfort, maybe a raw feeling. Either way it was strange. I slept a lot, but didn't feel horrible fatigued. About 4 days later I got what generally felt like a sore throat and chest cold. That stinging in the chest accompanied by phlegm, coughs and drainage. I'm not convinced I had it, but I'm 16 days from the start of all of it, and just now feeling like normal again. Specifically my lungs feel like they did prior to the beginning. Absolutely terrible. I'm immunocompromised and have been sick for like 15 days now. The fevers, are the worst. I tell my friends I'm doing okay, or getting better, so they don't worry lol. To be honest sometimes I fear I might just die, but the docs said I should be able to get through it. No hospitalization yet either, which is good. It really makes me reflect back on my life though. Not much else to do while bedridden. Unbelievably strong headache. Lung hurts so I can only breathe very shallowly. Low energy. Every muscle and joint above the belly button hurts. Throat and nose feels sorry. And a lot of coughing. I can't smell or taste certain smells/tastes. I can't sleep. Painkillers don't work. Everything hurts. Everything is uncomfortable because of the pain. It sucks a lot, and I wish it nobody. Oh, and my case is a harmless one. Asthmatic with suspected COVID-19. Still waiting for test results. I'm on the strongest meds they can give me, and stay home at this point. I'm having to use my nebulizer multiple times a day. I have moments that I alternate between coughing and sounding like a seal when I breathe. Every breath hurts. But I'm breathing for now. Aside from that, my body temp is all over the place. High at times, dropping real low at others. I've lost at least 4 pounds in a couple days. Everything hurts and I'm exhausted. Just eating a bowl of oatmeal left me winded. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I have a benign form of the virus, so no trouble breathing. I was sick for a few days, fever, muscular pain, throat pain etc. I feel better now, but I still haven't recovered my sense of smell and taste. I can literally bite on an onion, as if it was an apple. My experience, as well. I wasn't even sure I had anything out of an ordinary cold/flu until my smell and taste went away. That and a super high rate of exhaustion. I end up napping for 5 hours, after being awake for 2 or 3. Holy crap, that happened to me around the last week of February. Same thing with the symptoms, and napping for 3 to 5 hours at a time. I was bedridden for 3 days. Dry cough came first, and I thought I just smoked too much Cali weed. I do, and smoking weakens your immune system. Then came the itchy throat, and I mean itchy. I drank a liter of water, and still felt it. About 3 or 4 days later I knew something wasn't right because I started feeling extremely tired, and like my eyes were heavy. About a week in, I feel like absolute death. Can't go to work, get fired, the stock market, and all my savings crash, and I'm bedridden with no supplies. I called a hospital and they didn't have any covered tests, so they told me, as long as I have no difficulty breathing, don't even bother coming in. I got a call yesterday that they have tests at the hospital now. They told me that it wasn't worth coming in for a test. If I'm starting to recover, I am, then I should just self-quarantine. If I have COVID, I can transmit it to others. If I don't have it, I could catch it. Better to let my body recover. I think they gave me terrible advice. I am scared, yo. I'm not going to go outside and infect anybody, but I'm fucking starving in here, and I'm running out of toilet paper. I'm $400 short on rent in a few days. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely gonna cut this post short, because I'm starting to cry. Wife, 29 female, has it, or a presumptive case anyways. Can't get a damn test where I live. A dry cough on occasion. Occasional complaints of trouble breathing. Says she's ran a high fever, 102+F, on a few occasions, but it responds well to ibuprofen. Symptoms seem to be worse when she first gets up, as she seems more normal as the day goes on. Family friends returned from Disney late February. The dad got deathly ill, he's 40 I think, and in good shape, active, works 80 HR/week, and got pneumonia, chills, and fever. All the kids got it. Pretty sure my family all got it at some point, but I think we are all mostly asymptomatic. Mom had a long cold, cough and congestion. Live in US, so none of us are tested, or going to be tested, unless we are dying/admissible to hospital. My significant other got it from a lady at work. She started getting symptoms about 4 days after contact. She had a slight fever, sore throat, neck pain, lethargy. Lasted 2 days, then she was all good. I started showing signs a week later. I had a dry cough for 2 days and my joints hurt, lethargy. Then I woke up with a killer headache in the back of my head/neck on day 3. Good as headache powder worked great, and I took a shot of NyQuil. We both feel fine now. Still self-quarantined. My family is a diversity of all possible outcome of COVID-19, except death fortunately. Dad, early 50s, multiple comorbidities, high fever, coughing, throat hurt, loss of appetite, very much tired, slight breathing difficulties. Mother, late 40s, extremely mild symptoms as in light cough and a fever a day and slight headaches. That's it. Sister, early 20s, basically the symptom of a cold. Brother, a symptomatic carrier. Cousin, basically a mild flu. Uncle, a classic flu. For over 9 days. Started with coughing 3 days, laying in bed shaking with 104 plus F fever. Breathing was difficult, shortness. My heart raced like 200. I was not tested, but symptoms are similar as default bronchitis that can be cured with antibiotics. I'm still waiting for test results, so I'm not 100% sure I have it, but man, this sucks. I'm 22 and was completely healthy. Only pre-exciting condition was my exercise-induced asthma. Currently on day 7 of symptoms. Worst part has been the shortness of breath. Hands down. The cough was pretty bad, but this is terrifying. Feels like a load of bricks on my chest and it hurts to breathe. I can't walk more than like 20 to 30 feet, or say more than a sentence or two without getting winded. The hardest part is managing your natural reaction to panic at the fact that, you can't breathe. The whole testing process has been pretty surreal as well. My state's health department calls me once or twice a day to make sure I'm still able to breathe on my own and that I'm following the isolation order. Still hoping that I'll get the call that this was all just a very weird and badly timed cold. 29 male, no chronic diseases. It started with an itchy throat and a dry cough. Never had a fever, but I did have some pressure on my lungs, and I was out of breath fast. Some muscle pain around the chest, and back for a day. The pressure on my lungs lasted between 1 and 2 weeks. The pressure on the lungs is annoying, but nothing more. I don't want to downplay the virus. For the elderly and those that have a sort of lung disease, that pressure on the lungs is bad news. 25 female, healthy, no health conditions. Went to bed Friday with a headache. Woke up at 3 AM with a temperature of 39.4 C. Headache was severe. Eyes burning and my organs felt like they were boiling from within. Sore throat and a tickly cough, no appetite. Day 2. Headache still there, can't open eyes, don't want to move due to joints. Feel like sparks are flying into them when I do. No appetite. Day 3. Headache subsided for half the day. Fever down to 38.5, sweating like a buffalo, then super cold. No appetite. Day 4. Chest feels a bit tight. Headache has gone. Aches still remain, but nowhere near as bad. My mouth tastes like what goats smell like. No appetite. Currently on day 5, no headache. Mild aches and pains, fever down to more normal temp of 37.7. Still no appetite, everything tastes like ash, and I have no sense of smell. Through the first few days no change in breathing, just out of breath when I move from bedroom to toilet. Oh, and I have lost 13.5 lbs.